Hi, this is Mr. Payton. Welcome to the Science of Everything, Episode 9. When I was a kid, I used to think about taking tests, and I always thought they were fun because to me, a test was like a competition. I grew up playing sports, started playing basketball when I was 4, Pop Warner football somewhere around 6 or 7 years old. So I grew to like competition. I never saw it as a threat or as something to avoid, but as an opportunity to show that all of my training, study, or whatever had paid off. So whenever the teacher said, okay, it's time to take a test, I would be excited. So my earliest memories of a test would be multiplication tests, spelling tests. But I think as we look at things now, I think people are still confusing tests with assessment, and I'll explain what I mean. For most students, assessments or tests are something that they are afraid of, something that gives them a sense of anxiety, something that makes them feel uncomfortable. But again, I think it has everything to do with the approach of the student as well as the instructor. As an instructor, I try to let my students know that assessment is just part of my teaching process. For me, I reverse engineer my lessons from the standpoint of I look at what I want them to learn. I create that assessment, whether it's a performance assessment, multiple choice, essay, open-ended. There's a number of different ways to do that. Sometimes it's just anecdotal, sometimes it's a checklist. But I engineer my lessons to meet the goals of what it is I want to assess. So for my students, I'm very deliberate about telling them what the learning targets are, where it is that we're going with the lessons, and how it is they should prepare for that assessment. For me, assessment is a way to gather information. I'm not sure that every teacher sees it that way, but that's how I see it. As the school year progresses, or whatever the amount of time that I have to deal with a certain group of people, when I give an assessment, it's my opportunity to see if what I've been trying to do has been working. It's an opportunity to find out if what I've been doing has reached my pupils or my students. But it's also a way to communicate. Students communicating to me what they know, and I'm communicating back, this is how well you're doing so far. There are different types of tests. Some tests are designed to give you immediate feedback. Others are designed to inform what your next steps to be. And again, I look forward to the opportunity to assess because it gives me information. And that's what this thing is all about. The science of everything is the science of how I teach, how I instruct, the science of how I collect information, and the science of how I try to become a better instructor throughout everything that I'm doing. I hope that as my students sit in class, they begin to see assessment as just a communication tool, a way to inform how they're performing. And so as they move forward through high school and hopefully college and beyond, they won't see assessment as something to be afraid of or to be anxious about, but as an opportunity to give them an objective opinion or reflection of how they've been performing and how they need to move forward. I want to take this time, as you saw, I had a book up in the front. When I found out I was going to be teaching science and social studies, I immediately just got the inspiration to write a book. And so this is my